Lot of these niggas watching my page, nigga. Trying to steal the sauce, steal the motherfucking wings. We ain't never been the same. Stop speaking on my name. Stick out the Surfgod. Please stop speaking on the wave when you don't know that nigga. Know that I got that throwback nigga. I throw that nigga.
You are now tuned in to the News You Can Use podcast. Me and my boy CJ the Beat Cat. Me and my boy the CJ the Beat God is in this building right now. You know what I'm talking about, man? Let them know what it is, CJ.
What's happening? What's happening?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Going
sir,
on?
Sir.
Happy New Year, Mothersuckers.
Hey, this is a new year, new flavor in your ear. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got that good high energy shit going on around here, man. Hey, if you're watching the News You Can Use and you're a new artist and you want to be heard or you want to get on the Freestyle Friday, tap in with your boy. You know what I'm saying? Or tap in with CJ. What you think about that, CJ? Freestyle Friday.
Tap in with CJ the Beat God. I'll be happy to host. Man, that's the kind of shit I live for.
We want to hear y'all rap, man. We want to hear the raps. We want to judge them. And we want to hear y'all freestyle. So let's get that going.
Hey, I'm going to open it up to the singers.
Hey, we even want to hear y'all sing. Now, that would be amazing.
If you got pipes, let us hear them vocals, man.
That would be amazing right there, man. You know, I love that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, man, this all music all the time on my end. Know what I mean?
We're going to get up in here, man. You know how it go, man. So how your day going, CJ? What's going on with you, man?
Man, I've been out here grinding out here in these streets, bro.
I've been grinding my whole life. You know what I'm saying?
Man, trying to tell you, that shit don't stop, man.
Hey, that shit don't never stop. It's a lot going on right now, man. You know, hard times on everybody, good times for some people, and it always been that way. They act like this shit new. You think it's new?
Man, trust me, bro. Since the beginning of the time, this ain't nothing but a rerun.
Ain't nothing new under the sun.
No, sir.
Man, what's up with the music, man? I know you've been dibbling and dabbling, and you know what I'm saying. What you got going on with the music, man?
Man, I got a couple of things cooking. Some of the more important projects that we got cooking up, I can't really put on display. I wish Terrence may have been able to jump on this because T got most of the current Any Day But Monday stuff sitting in his lab. Was where we've been doing most of our work at, is over there in his lab. Mine is pretty much portable for my beat making and stuff like that. So I got a whole gang of instrumentals that I'm definitely up for letting people hear. I know I want to do a shout out challenge also outside of the rappers and the singers, producers and beat makers. Let us hear what you got. Send stuff in, email us. I'm also CJ the Beat God on IG. You type that in, ain't nobody else got that name because ain't nobody beat.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? Look, you can hit a big _ surf guide too, or you can tap into the News You Can Use. It's news _ you can use.
Yes, sir.
But this is the Wednesday show, so this is like, you know, CJ is one of the hosts. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna be doing this. You know, if you're watching right now, you got a little bit of that Zaza. Go ahead and break that down and roll that up and have a relax. You know, pour you a little something in your blue cup.
Cheers, mate.
Hey, I'm no bigger, I'm no smaller, but I'm right with you all the time. You know what I'm talking about? And that's the news they can use, CJ.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Finish legalizing this shit in the rest of the country.
Oh man, I thought it was the way I've been living for the last 2 years. I thought it was already legalized, man.
Man, California's so lovely with that shit. Shit ain't even funny. Boy, I'm down here in the A, where they don't want us to have nothing. We will. I guarantee you, between us, Florida, Bama, we will be the last states, and maybe Arkansas.
That's how they feel about it, huh?
That's exactly how they feel about it. Oh, my bad. Florida went legal. So
Oh, they already beat y'all to the cake.
they done already beat us to the cake, bro. Like Georgia really don't want niggas to have shit because they really gonna deny all the money, even though the first test city, Denver, skyrocketed financially the minute they
We don't even
legalized
hear
that shit.
about. You don't even hear about Denver in no kind of crisis. They've been good ever since, huh?
They good the whole way.
I was in Vegas for a while. In Vegas, they legalized. They good too.
Yeah, Vegas been legal for a long time. I think the whole state of not the whole state of Nevada. I think it is now, but I do. Yeah, you're right. Vegas been legal for a long time. So as long as you was around that area, you was cool.
Hey, I feel like, man, if you're a medicinal user, you should have the option to be able to do what grown folks do because we all know cigarettes is worse. We all know alcohol is worse, and we
And
know
if you can legally prescribe me legal versions of heroin, then
talk about it,
what we really talking about?
man.
Legal versions of meth.
I ain't even want to go there,
But
man.
you talking about this. I mean, where we think we got all them names from? Those are pharmaceutical names.
Yeah,
Methamphetamine is a pharmaceutical term.
yes, sir. That's crazy.
Bro, what are we really doing here? Are we really allowing the wool to be pulled over our eyes
Yeah,
that
right
deep?
in front of our face because the youngins is on it. They got it poured up in their cup. They taking a little something, something with a little something, something, and they think it's cool. So
Getting the hook, getting the hook on government prescription heroin
yes, sir.
and cocaine and meth.
Yeah.
Wilding out here acting like they doing something better than we are.
No.
And we like, this a plant, dog.
You ain't
We
never
drug
lied.
we arguing about whether this a drug or not. Cause there's no processing to this. The only
Well,
way you can call it a drug is because technically it chemically alters your state of being. And I will agree with that. When I
yeah,
smoke this,
but
I
does it
don't want to
take
cuss
you
people
to?
out.
Are you going higher? Are you going lower? Because some of it is a downer, some of it is an upper. Depending on the sativa or the indica. And if you know what's for you, then you can use it to make you more. Uh, you could be more creative. You could be
Right,
more. You could get sleep. You could eat. It's different things that you can use it
right,
for. And then you got the other side with the health or cancer and different things that can, so glaucoma. Remember y'all
bro.
used to hear about that? I
Exactly.
got glaucoma.
Let me get something from a cataract.
I get something for my cataract. That's some news you can use right there, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Let me get a little. Let me get a little something from a cataract.
Let me get a little something on
A
my
little
cataract,
something from a
man.
cataract, man. Little
Glaucoma in the left
glaucoma.
eye acting up, cataract in the right eye won't let me see. Yeah, man, let me hit
What's
that.
going on with my left eye, man? Man. Oh, you
Plus,
know
it's
what I'm
cockeyed.
saying? Yeah, man. Walk around looking like Debo. You know what I'm talking about? You gotta have a little bit of that, yeah, I mean, yeah, you know.
Debo didn't smoke.
Oh, so that's why the eye was over
That's why he
there.
was such an asshole. You ain't never
Oh,
noticed that? Debo didn't
so in
smoke.
a whole Friday movie, Debo the
You,
only one didn't smoke weed.
you ain't shit that nigga smoke, not none. The Joker brothers, they
Ezel
smoked.
was on that Dizzo. Smokey and Craig, they was getting high.
You know they was on it.
Pops was always tripping. He like, nigga, every time I'm in the refrigerator, you in the
Pops,
refrigerator.
we knew mom and pops didn't smoke and the sister didn't smoke. Yeah, true.
Right,
We knew that. But they wasn't involved in the situations.
right.
Everybody that got involved in the situations, even into the next movies, they smoke.
Hey, but no,
Uncle
look, did Big
uh,
Worm smoke?
I want to say he did, being that he was the guy.
He had that shit.
He had, man, come on, Big
And he
Purr.
had
You
the
know
ice
you was,
cream truck. You know what I'm saying?
nigga. This shit was smoke. Nigga,
Mama.
when he pulled up on Smokey, I think he had one burning. He might have. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know about my CIA memory and all that, but
okay.
I want to say he may have had one burning in the 6'4" when he pulled up on Smokey. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm like, man, what was going on in that situation? You know what I'm saying?
Uncle Elroy and Sugar Smoke.
Oh, Uncle
The,
Elroy, nigga, you already know.
the Joker Brothers Smoke.
The Joker brothers, yeah, they did. And Day Day and Roach. Day Day and Roach, they did their
Roach
thing.
Smoke. None of the older folks in the show smoked. You ever notice that? It was all the kids. No parent age. Money Mike didn't smoke.
No, Money Mike didn't.
You know what I mean? Pinky didn't smoke.
Pinky nigga.
Pinky was drunk all the time though.
Yeah, he was drunk in mud.
And so was his damn driver.
The driver was even drunker than Pinky.
No,
He said,
no.
almost made me spill my yacht.
I ain't hear that part, Pinky. Yo, yo, Die Hard classics, man. Die Hard classics.
I hear that part, Pinky.
Shout out to fucking Cube and F. Gary Gray, bro.
That nigga did the little turnaround. Oh man. Oh man. That's crazy. Hey, why do you think movies ain't classic like they used to be, man? We used to have some good movies, man. What's going on with the movie game?
You know what I think people's selection is different now.
Uh-huh.
I think social media has even affected people's beyond decision making, but their personal taste. You know, all the way around the board. Social media affect what people like to eat. All of a sudden, you don't like pizza no more. Get the fuck out of here! You just ate pizza last year.
Man, look, I'm still gonna give you some.
Was it some Pringles?
Look, the sun chip kind.
Okay. A little healthier. Even though Pringles is baked anyway, it don't make a difference.
That's how we getting down.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I'm a snackaholic myself. Like I got a sweet tooth like a motherfucker, so I really got to control that shit. I go too far, I'll have like gangs and gangs of chocolate chip cookies just hanging around.
Oh yeah.
Like
I gotta stuff the cookie jar.
Bro. And I'll be killing the cookies on my sons. I'll be stealing their snacks. Like the cookie snack, I'll be stealing their fucking cookies.
Where my
cookies
go?
They'll be here. Look, right. They don't be here till the weekend. So I'm always rushing to the store before I go pick them up. Like, all right, we got to go to the grocery store. I got to replace all their snacks. Soon as they go back to their mama house, I house that shit.
Yeah, you gotta have you a couple Pringles, a couple cookies. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
you gotta have it. You know what I'm saying? It's snack time, man. Munchie time.
Half a gallon of ice cream in the fucking freezer.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Shit, I needed to go get some damn dip. Goddamn spinach dip.
Oh man, that artichoke dip go crazy, man. I be on that.
That's that shit, and that's some healthy ass shit too. Like to take them plain sun chips and the fucking spinach dip.
Look, I get the chicken and biscuits.
Boy, what you know about them?
Oh,
what you know about chicken and the biscuits, nigga?
Chicken and the biscuits.
Tell
with the cream cheese. You know what I'm saying?
Tell the motherfucker you was born old school without telling them. I used to get them shits when I was a little kid, man. My mom used to buy them shits. That's that. I guess that might be a West Coast thing too, but that was up north thing, man. Like
Oh, yeah.
from like 2 to I think like 2 to 10, like 8 years, man. I did a little bit of growing up in Rochester, New York, so I got a lot of that influence up there. And
Yes, sir.
my whole family from Maryland, so that's where we at. We are Maryland, Virginia type people.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
know old
Granny
country
from
bumpkins, man. My
Granny
granddaddy
from
used to suck the
PA.
marrow out the bone off the chicken, man. When he finished the chicken, he used to take the marrow, nigga, crack that bitch in half, eat the marrow out the inside of the bone, motherfucker.
Nigga
That
said, "Give
shit.
me that bone marrow."
That's that country ass shit, bro.
Hey, you ain't never lied, bro. Yeah, my granny, she from Pennsylvania. She from Aliquippa, so you know she got her own little thing she do, and she just put that off on the player. You know what I'm saying?
She put butter and sugar in her grits.
Yes, sir.
Yup. See, up north, grits is cereal, like cream of wheat and oatmeal.
I didn't
Down
like grit.
here,
I didn't like grits when I was younger, but I love them now.
yeah,
I
yeah.
love them now.
I always liked all that. The crazy shit is people didn't like oatmeal, and I always liked oatmeal.
I don't like oatmeal to this day.
I like just about everything except liver.
I don't like liver's way. I don't like
I can't
cheese.
I can't fuck with liver.
I don't like no
Every
cheese.
Nah, I fuck with it. If that shit don't make me Earl, that shit going in my stomach, nigga. I don't give a fuck. It's good nutrition. It's good nutrition. I eat raw broccoli.
I'm like this though. If you put some peas in the tuna casserole, I eat it.
Mix them in your mashed potatoes.
Try to throw some in the mash. Yeah, I'll try them in the mash. You know what I'm saying?
It's real good that way. Mix that shit in your mashed
But peas
potatoes.
by themselves, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, got that pasty feel to it. Don't nobody like that shit for real.
Nah, not for real. Nobody really just gonna make a can
Nah.
of peas, eat it by
That's why
themselves.
that's why they always go with carrots.
People
So
love carrots.
you can change that fucking taste and that fucking feel inside your
Now
mouth.
look,
Don't
I'm gonna eat some mixed vegetables. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Exactly. You're gonna get the peas in there.
So how do you feel about movies? Universal Studios, Indiana Jones. You know, you got the Star Wars series. How do you
You
feel
know,
about those type of movies versus what we got now? Like,
you know what? And I'll say this. As much as it seems like Disney is the machine, that machine is so well oiled, it's ridiculous. Everything they drop still dope.
hey,
I'm a
I'm watching
I'm
something on Disney. It's called Perseus. You seen that yet?
Percy Jackson.
Perseus Jackson.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
I, I,
I'm a big fan. I saw the movies when they came out.
mm,
They had 2 movies that came out. Brandon T. Jackson was the satyr, the little goat nigga.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. They doing it now exactly according to the book, because you know the movies they always cut and condense shit. You know what I'm saying, to make the whole thing fit. You know, within like 2 hours or whatever. Now, when they're stretching it out to a series, they can be a lot more detailed.
Hey, that Perseus Jackson go crazy, bro.
I'm a outside of comic books. Greek mythology is my other favorite form of literature. If I was to really be honest,
I
you know what I'm
love it too,
saying.
man.
I read on Hercules and I fell upside down. Like this is superhero shit before superhero shit.
Oh, I got a good one.
These was the comic books.
Who you think built the pyramids?
I think we were an ancient people before we were recorded, and humans built the pyramids. We built them, but they were built before the age of recording documentation, before hieroglyphics, before written communication.
Enoch, the Book of Enoch, and you got the Secret Scrolls. You got all these different books that.
Yeah, and talk about the Anunnaki and all that kind of stuff. I read on that. I still think those are humans.
Okay.
But I also think that Anunnaki live among us.
Right now.
Michael Jordan is an Anunnaki. LeBron James is an Anunnaki. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
These superior niggas, Chase Young, you know what I'm saying? Michael Parsons, Anunnaki, Reggie White, you know what I'm talking about? Michael Vick. It's Anunnaki blood. Superiority in your blood is where that shit comes from.
I believe in that. I think you're right about that.
People that do what other people can't do.
They're strong, they're leaders.
Think about it. What was Michael Jordan known for?
Being the best.
Staying in the air longer than everybody else. He could jump at the same time as you, and you're going to be on your way down. He's still going to be in the air for another couple seconds.
Flying.
His hang time. That shit was majestic. It's mystical. It's supernatural.
Facts.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Mike,
we got D-Class in the comments. Shout out D-Class.
Usain Bolt, Anunnaki. Ain't nobody gonna beat this nigga in a foot race. Look how fast this nigga going, and you could tell this nigga's really still be in cruise control.
He said he'd be in cruise control.
Think about if he turned up the juice like he was running from the fucking police. Usain Bolt taking off from the goddamn cops. Tell me he couldn't run faster than what he be putting on the track.
That's facts.
Thank you. Once that adrenaline kick, come on, we be taking, normal niggas take off. We not getting caught. I'm hopping fences. I'm out. And I'm average at best, nigga. That's like a 4 or 5 at my fastest. You know what I mean? And that's, you know, that's a nigga not working on wind sprints and nothing like that, trying to really take it serious, not really having that kind of a program due to not having a mentor to give you that kind of a push.
So what do you think about like meditation and like tapping into your chakras and all that kind of stuff?
All that shit is real and necessary. The people that succeed in life are tapping into those chakras. Even if they don't know it. There's some routine in it. Superstitions are people's mental way of tapping in to their center. They're tricking their mind to think that they have to do this certain thing in order for their body to align and for things to not go wrong. That ain't nothing but manifestation.
Yes, sir.
That's you getting yourself ready and you doing whatever the fuck you gotta do.
Preparing your mind before you even start the journey.
Right. People talk about being psyched out, but there's also being psyched in or dialed in, locked in, as we call it, in the zone.
Yes.
That's people tapping in to their higher vibrational frequencies.
Yes, sir.
And that's all chakras are.
So do you believe in like grounding yourself? You know, some people say, take your shoes off, go outside, put your feet in the dirt and the grass, and stare at the sun, let it hit your pineal gland, to activate that pineal gland to ground yourself, like you would ground a battery or anything else.
I think of it more as we are of the earth and we belong in contact with it.
Yes.
Like you said, it in your raw skin. You know what I'm saying? The healthiest people are usually active outdoors heavily. So they're in the sun. They're touching water, dirt, grass, sand, tree bark, you know, like roots, fresh fruits and berries, and you know what I'm saying? And it leads to, again, what people call organic.
Mm.
That's all that is.
Yes, sir.
Is being authentically organic from your inside out. And again, very real and very necessary for, I think, total balance. Like, it ain't necessary to live. People live certain ways all the time. Like, tech geeks don't be outside. They're behind a computer screen all day. That's their joy. That's their love. But they also find ways to tap into that world and begin to manifest that frequency in that manner. You know what I mean? So it ain't necessary to live, or I don't think it's necessary to induce or invoke high vibrations. I think you can invoke high vibration within yourself. I don't think it's the earth that helps you give high vibration. I think you share your vibration with the earth and it returns it to you. It's the human that generates the frequency. We are electrical impulses through and through. And your heartbeat is sound and also a slight bit of concussive force at the same time. All of which generate vibrational frequency. Your body generates frequency.
Your body is doing this all day.
And then so that also makes your lungs expand in same rhythm, not in time, but in syncopation.
Good for adrenaline.
Or even endorphins. Adrenaline is secreted, I think, regularly throughout the body, but over secreted only when necessary. But endorphins are on a schedule.
And that's where that natural high comes from. Just
you have to put, yeah.
You turn
yeah. And then the opposite of your endorphins being on the schedule is your melatonin being on the opposite side of that schedule. Which is people's melatonin being affected by drugs and stress, and is why people can't sleep and why people be, so erratic.
So that's why
when they're out of balance.
The drug that they have called melatonin is given to people who lack melatonin.
And can't sleep. They can't get good rest. They're unrested even when they're asleep, like sleepers, because they really can't get into deep REM. And it's usually a stress or a hormone, or it's any number of things. There's always going to be any number of angles that could cause a condition.
Why do you think some people don't dream?
Same reasons. People that over medicate are not going to be able to dream.
They're too deep into it.
Well, because the medicine has you under at that point. Dreams require active brain activity. Like, it requires still live brain function. So the more you take your brain function down, the less of a movie you're going to get up here.
Yeah. So
you know what I mean?
Do you think dreams are reality, and when we wake up, we're in the Matrix?
I actually just think dreams are a combination of your thoughts about your experiences throughout the days, the times, or whatever. Because people have reoccurring dreams over traumatic situations or whatever. But it might not be that situation directly, but it might be it like somebody who may have been molested as a child may have a reoccurring drowning dream.
Okay.
Or a nightmare in that respect. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Whereas people that are generally more healed from traumas like that tend to have, I would say, less vivid, more lucid, cloudy dreams, because I think they are more derived from what you've seen currently. Vivid dreams, I think, stem from clear trauma.
Right.
Clear trauma produces a clear, vivid dream or nightmare. You know what I mean? But your daily activities, you don't remember what you said to somebody an hour ago, but subconsciously you do. But subconsciously, you could be saying that shit to an ant that's 10 feet tall.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You just having this random conversation with this ant. Like you and Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, but then you turn around and read some of these psychological books, and that's because somebody made you feel small.
That's right.
And things like that manifest inside your dreams. You know. Yeah, I took a few sociology and behavioral science classes when I was in college, man. Even though I was a college dropout, you know, I dig on intelligence. I dig on knowledge, man. So I literally was paying attention and actually discussing shit with the teachers in class.
Look, do you believe some people who we call crazy are stuck in a dream state?
Well, for me, I separate crazy from insanity. And then I also separate those two from actual mental illness. Schizophrenia isn't insanity. That's a trauma that forced a chemical imbalance that has now got you thinking, or that you're inhabiting a second personality, an alter ego inside your brain. And you won't know when that motherfucker takes over. Schizophrenia.
I like that one movie, Me, Myself, and Irene.
Thank you. He had no idea when he was slipping in and out of that shit. He had developed acute schizophrenia from a traumatic occurrence earlier on in that movie sequence. You know what I mean? That was a perfect example.
Now,
but
how do you feel about like souls that's stuck in between, you know, the light and being alive and
limbo,
impacting other people's lives?
The possibility of ghosts, or maybe truly, if there's no such thing as ghosts, but spirits, I do believe, leave remnants, traces of themselves. And some people say that's guardian angel. Some people say, you know, your dead loved ones are watching over you, got their hand on your shoulder, or whatever. But I believe, again, traces of their vibrational frequency. Think about a light year. You know what I'm saying? The sun shines however many thousands or millions of light years away.
Right.
Right? So for an example, in this respect, high noon is the hottest point at which the sun is putting heat down on the earth. It's the most direct beam, right?
Yes, sir.
That's why it's perfectly in the middle of the clock. High noon, boom, direct sunlight. So it is the hottest portion of the beam. That's it. That's when the earth is being cooked at its hottest. You don't feel that heat until 3 o'clock. It's like 2.5, 3 hours later.
Mm.
The heat of the day is usually around 3 p.m. because the light years, if we were to estimate it, it takes about 3 hours for the light of the sun to actually touch the earth as it travels through the void of space.
So, do you believe in like parallel universes? Maybe I
Dim-
died and
Dimensions.
dimensions. Like, say you died yesterday, you wake up the next day, you went to sleep, you don't remember what happened yesterday, but you do remember something from it, and you like, damn, everything is a little strange, but you're not in heaven or hell, and you back to where you started from, but everybody's a little different.
Uh, I'm not sold on the parallel worlds and alternate dimension type things.
I'm talking about the same thing though. It's like it's exactly the same, but everything is a little off than what it was before, maybe yesterday,
What
or
I
maybe.
do what I do believe in, what I think you're thinking about, again, people's spiritual vibration can sometimes manifest a premonition of the future or someone else's memory of the past,
Mm,
where eerily something seems familiar to you, but I know I ain't never been in this fucking city before. Why
right,
does this shit seem so familiar to me
right,
though?
yes,
I know this is my first time traveling to this place, but this shit seemed, you know what I mean?
yeah,
So, like again, like that would fall back on like how we could travel to Africa and in Lagos and in other parts of Nigeria where they show you like the slave museums and shit, and
right,
and and you'll go in there and feel the connection.
yes. Okay, I want to ask you a question. This is way off. What kind of slave would you have been if you was a slave back in those days?
Nigga, you see the color of my skin? I'd have been in the fucking house serving biscuits. We wouldn't have
But
had a choice as to what slave we would have been. You finna do what you told or you finna die.
would you would have chose to go against the like me? I
I
don't
would have.
think I would have been with
I,
that. I would have
I
been
would have.
like, come
I
on,
would have
nigga.
survived. I would
I
have
would have been like,
survived.
nigga, you gonna poison them, and then
Right. I
I'm
would
gonna
have been
put the
hatching
mask on. Like,
plans. I would have been hatching plans. But I would have been playing good old. I would have been playing good old Roscoe.
you wouldn't have been Tuba no more. You would have been Roscoe.
Nigga, I would have been. But I'd have been smooth Kunta every fucking night. Like here, wow. Here, they sleep this time. They doing this. They on this schedule. They did. You know what I'm saying? I'd have been relaying all that
So,
shit
so
back to
look,
the
if you was in a Django movie, which slave you'd have been?
Django in the superhero shit. I'm the nigga that's walking out of there.
And nigga say you ain't never seen a nigga on a horse.
Fuck you, Steven.
Oh shit.
Talking about a
Oh,
nigga on a nag. Fuck that nigga. Man,
my
hell no.
my two favorite
Yo,
characters in movies or in television or cartoons is Steven and what's Uncle Ruckus from the Boondocks.
Uncle fucking Steven and Uncle Ruckus is brothers.
Oh man,
Uncle,
they had to
Uncle,
be.
nah, Uncle Ruckus is Stephen's descendant since Stephen was in the slave days. That's that nigga great grandson or some shit, bro.
Man,
Talking
and
about
them
don't trust
two,
them new niggas over there,
don't
man.
trust them new niggas over there.
Man, yo, you talk about controversial, yo.
Oh
That
my
shit,
god.
yo. I think if the Boondocks and if would have been on Fox and came on after Family Guy, it would have took on a whole different life,
It took on some other type of. Hey, shout out to Cartoon Network, bro.
bro.
Cartoon Network is like, who owns Cartoon Network, bro?
Turner did. That's a turn. That's a TN. That's a Turner Network subsidiary.
Yeah,
Totally
so I
created and all
mean,
of that.
but whoever been behind like the Andre, you ever seen that? What's the Eric Andre
Eric
show?
Andre.
Loiter Squad, like
Yep.
whoever, famous Jet Jackson, you could go all through. Like
Jet was Disney, but
Jet was Disney.
uh,
Okay, Aqua Teen
Nickelodeon,
Hunger Force,
Disney had theirs, but the Adult Swim shit. Yeah, now you getting into
Adult
that. Yeah,
Swim, like whoever put that money behind Adult Swim, like thank you,
exactly.
thank you.
Cash and checks for the rest of their life. They'll never go away. That's that's and honestly, that's where me and Terrence at with his comic book.
Y'all up there, Adult Swim.
To be honest with you, like that's totally his brainchild. And and I'm fessing up. I'm in on the part of that basically as a partnership because I'm supporting my guy. I'm throwing money to him just like the rest of the
Shout
team
out to
is.
my
You
boy
know,
T Mike. Shout
yo,
out to my boy.
like I look, he took it crazy when I called him a bus driver a few months ago when we was having a pretty deep conversation. He didn't really understand what I was saying, and I was like, bro, you pick people up and you take them with you. You're a bus driver. It's not a bad thing. That's a public servant.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the attitude you've taken towards success in this industry. Is whoever, yo, this nigga never stopped. Like I walked away from Spectrum because I knew before he did. You know, big bros always see it first. And I was telling this nigga, I was like, the other dudes don't want it. It's not going to work with them. So then I end up in some ways becoming a little bit of the villain because then I also wasn't showing up. I walked away like when shit was we was trying to get it crucial. Niggas was not showing up. Niggas was not meeting at the studio. Like my girl had gotten sick at the time. So I was making visits to the hospital for shit like kidney stones that I could have been like, yo, stay in the hospital overnight and I'll be there. I'll come with you. I'll come at 2 a.m. when we out of the studio. Like I could have did that. But I knew where other niggas' heads was at. I knew niggas was playing. I knew niggas was serious about their other career paths. I knew, and I was just like, this shit ain't gonna work. Because we had the harmonies. Told you, we had the opportunities to be signed more than once. And we just never put ink to paper. I don't know if you remember the Icons. Remember the Icons? Get fucked up, get fucked up, get fucked up. Dun, 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 yeah. Yo. They wanted to sign us before they ever worked on them projects. Like a couple years before they worked on them projects. We met them at the Marriott at Perimeter down here. It's right up the street from one of the Ritzy malls, Perimeter Mall. It ain't downtown out there in Buckhead and nothing like that where they be trying to turn shit out. This is up in the like in Dunwoody, Ritzy White neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? It's one of them. They got a fucking Nordstrom's and shit.
So what do you think was like? What you think the reason was like why it didn't work? Like What was the
Because
real problem? What do you think?
uh, because we had people in the group that either didn't want it the way we wanted it, because there were other musicians that was with us, even though Terrence would probably never utter it, in this professional capacity. I'm gonna still say shout out to Wildfire. Our guy Wyatt Coleman, he's achieved some success out there as a producer, and he was always that had that mind. He was always sitting behind the piano. He was always wanting to come up with a new original song. He wanted, that was just where he was even back then with what he wanted to do. So it was no surprise that he would early on catch fire and sell some beats, and get some placements on his tracks, you know what I'm saying? And end up producing some songs for some really dope people. I believe Nas is probably the biggest. But to my knowledge, yeah, he's gotten a couple tracks on Nas's albums. So, shouts out to his success and much continued. But other niggas didn't want it. Other niggas was models. Other niggas wanted to be strict balladeers and do their own shit. Other niggas wanted to be teachers and principals in schools. Educators was more what they wanted, and that's definitely not a knock to them not wanting to be musicians, because an educator, I feel, is more important than a musician in this society. You know what I mean? So he stepped away to fulfill, I think, was even a higher purpose. Um, and that's our guy Ed. Um, Mick still sings. Again, he's the balladeer. He's got this big, powerful, crazy voice. Strong baritone voice. Um, Fenner Edie is his whole name, and that's how you can look him up on YouTube and any other channels if you want to hear his music. He's got some really dope ballads. His voice is fucking velvet. Nigga shit is silk, bro. You know what I'm saying? But it's baritone, powerful, strong silk. That's how I describe his voice. Uh, Ro was more into modeling and fashion and business and stuff like that. So, again, there's definitely no disrespect to a guy, needing to follow his own path. I think it's necessary.
Yes, sir.
But the issue with our success is having people that weren't like-minded totally and willing to stay on that same page together through a sustained success. Because we auditioned several times and got plenty compliments. We got our knocks too, where we showed up and thought we was prepared, opened our mouth, didn't sound good, had to come back a month later like, we can't show our face again until we know that we know that we know in our bones that we could sing this shit out in the cold with the wind blowing. You know what I mean?
Because you had
So
it was an elite group of people at that time who had the ball, and you had to have talent. It wasn't
exactly.
like now. It wasn't like now at all.
Nah, it
Now they
wasn't.
got the auto tunes on the microphone, so you can
Exactly.
fake it till you make it all the way to the mouth. You don't even got to lip sync no more, right?
Right. Right.
You can let the crowd. You can do like this, like like the orchestra.
Right. And so long story short, there I ended up walking away, which is what thrust Terrence into driving really hard to become a successful songwriter. Because again, he started to see it. But let me tell you about my little bro. He is persistent. I mean, years and years and years of separation on that type of thinking, where I'm with my guys doing Dark Side, which evolved into Hood Fame Records. Shouts out to my homies, Lil B, BD, and Nate Grimes. Still in my life till this day too, still as close as my brothers. But again, eventually it really panned out that niggas didn't want it. Because when I tell you, which is what I was trying to show them, because niggas that was really supportive of what you was trying to do, them niggas stayed on my page as long as they really could through a certain level of local sustained success. We made it to cut records and sell our albums out the trunk. We made it to open up for Little John and Kaya at a concert in the atrium. Like, we took stage, we put our stuff out there, we performed in front of Greg Street, like, and then eventually it ended up to the point where we auditioned for J-Pat Management. You know, shouts out to J-Pat. But I do believe at that point, one of their representatives who was in charge of us, his name was Langston.
Okay.
I don't know if he was on the outs with them or nothing like that, but like, he disappeared. We ended up getting shelved. You know what I mean? Like we're showing up to the studio up at Ellsworth in Marietta, and the same place where we auditioned and inked the first deal, even though we really literally we signed it days later at another location. But that's where we were presented the contracts and all that kind of stuff, and it wasn't major. It was $100,000 deal budget. You know what I'm saying? To produce an album. Yo, we show up to the studio 3 days later, like, yo, we ready to work, rehearse, everything. Nobody's answering the phone. No producers in sight. No, nothing assigned to the budget. You know what I'm saying? Total ghosted. Weeks and weeks and weeks go by. We got nothing, to the point where, like, literally, we was calling the offices and they're like, sorry, yeah, all this stuff is on hold.
So who are some of the producers?
Well, we actually had incorporated an in-house producer.
Who was it?
And his name, he went by the name of King Midas. His name is Ryan Harris. He lives in Houston now. We met him at DARP. He was working at DARP. Shouts out to Jasper. Because again, I know Jasper Love. I don't know if y'all familiar with Jasper Love, Big Love. He's very big songwriter out there in the community. Again, know my guy organically. He didn't even go to my high school, but like, outside of taking music classes through high school, I participated in the choir. You know, that we had extracurricular. Like, again, I gave up everything and went full music. So we singing gospel choir. Jasper's coming in. My guy Edwin, who I went to school with, who turns out ends up being somewhere down like a third cousin of mine. He's literally blood to me. He's the drummer for Algebra. I don't know if y'all know that jazz gospel group Algebra. He drums for them. But long story short, we're in DARP, just same as always, in the lobby. You know what I mean? Terrence shaking hands with all the people he know.
Who brought y'all to DARP?
You know, politicking.
Who took y'all to DARP?
You've heard we're trying to line up GA to come and interview with you. You know what I mean? GA stands for General Austin. You know, from ABC. GA from ABC. Who Terrence
that Dallas Austin's brother or somebody?
Nephew.
General Austin. Okay, Dallas Austin. Okay.
Right. Juan is Dallas's brother. Neho is I believe a cousin. They were all very active up there. Like, and like I said, even back in the day in high school, like we was riding around in GA's K5 Blazer every weekend, going to different people that he know, politicking with another exec, Charlotte. I'm losing her last name, but shouts out. I mean, family. You know what I mean? Tyra. We were introduced to Tyra in this same span, who wasn't necessarily affiliated directly with DARP. She was in management. So she began to take us everywhere, which is how we ended up, you know, just kind of rivaling in our production with the group Vega before they eventually, you know, did they fade away or whatever. But they managed to drop their album. We managed to cut, I think, a single. So, long story short, that in these spans, we're at noontime. We meet Brian Michael Cox in his early stages.
Okay.
We shaking hands with my guy. You know what I mean? We meet Focus at Interscope.
Was
And in
Jimmy
that same,
Iovine running Interscope at the time?
yeah, he was. But Focus at the time was working out of the studio down here in Atlanta, Red Zone.
Okay, Red Zone.
And that's where we were meet. That's where we met him up at.
Okay.
After we found him some kind of way. I'm telling you, Terrence is a bloodhound with this kind of stuff, with meeting people. I swear to God, my little bro is a fucking dog. I won't praise him enough.
Yes,
But like Terrence was going over talking about Carrie Hilson being in the studio because she walked in later. He
remember
never.
Carrie Hilson? Come on,
Yes.
set the screen.
She went to her and her sister went to Tucker High School.
Okay.
We knew her again authentically as just a girl.
Organic, yeah, just a girl
from Stone Mountain.
Okay.
In high school, my guy Eric went to Tucker, and my guy from junior high, Billy and Vaughn, and like back then down here. Sometimes after junior high, everybody spread out to different high schools, but we still all knew each other. We still all stayed in close neighborhoods and stuff. So like one of my best homies lived right behind me, like the house that I'm sitting in right now, because I've inherited my mother's home, as she passed away last year. Right in the back of this house, my homeboy Eric, we grew up. He went to Tucker when I went to Redan.
Okay.
We know Carrie Hilson. You know what I mean? Terrence knew her from church and from just being around close in the neighborhoods. Like they lived in the same area. You know what I mean? But Terrence, son of a judge, he was a private school guy. That's how he ends up going to school with GA, because they in Brandon Hall.
Okay.
Yeah, Terrence, son of a judge.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? I ain't gonna speak his name, but he was also high powered. He's probably the highest powered judge in this city at one point in time.
Yes.
And that man again was my Uncle Phil. But I'm off on a tangent. Back to the studio. Terrence is politicking, right? I think there's some songwriters in there. Rico Lumpkin walks in there. He's doing his thing. We shake hands. And Jasper walks in. And I'm like, oh, stop. It's love. Like literally. My guy, Jasper. He walks us right in the room with Ryan. He was like, we got this new intern. And he fired. And he hungry. And he looking for people to submit to. And he was like, I'm in here writing songs with this nigga right now. Come on in. And we sit down. We go over a lot. We talk about a lot. We sing some. We vibe. And then he hands us a 5-beat CD. Yes, this is back in the days of CDs. We're talking about the 90s. You know what I mean? He hands us a 5-beat CD. Spectrum don't even use the CD. Right? Spectrum never used any of the beats. But I still had the CD after I walked away. And I'm like, I got 5 blank beats right here. We finna go guerrilla warfare. We found a little local $25 an hour studio. You know the one we was talking about. Gator produced the CD. We wrote the songs. What? And then I called this nigga on the phone. I blew his fucking phone up playing the songs. I was like, nigga, we using your beats. If you want anything to do with us robbing the shit out of your music, you might want to give me a call back at yada, 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 yada. By the way, this is Chris, the guy that you met at Dart. with Terrence, and I know we was on R&B, but I'm on a different level now. And long story short, we roped him in. He became
Mm.
committed. He became committed to us solely, and he also started bringing us back up to dark. We started recording at dark. You know what I mean? Which is again the professional stuff. Like I could play a snippet of some old stuff. I just got to pull up my SoundCloud.
Yes, sir. Hey, we gonna get back into it. T is a legend, man, and you know, CJ, y'all got a lot of shit to talk about, a lot of stories, man.
Yeah, for sure.
We done been in an hour. This is the
Yeah,
Wednesday show
yeah.
with
It's
my
almost 2
boy
a.m. my time.
CJ, the big guy in the building,
Yo,
and
Surf God.
we gonna do this again, man. But this is stories and news that you can use if y'all really catch the drift. We're gonna be cutting and chopping these up. If you're a new artist and you need promo and you want to do an interview and you need marketing, tap in with Big Surf God. If you need some production, you need some songwriting, holla at CJ the Beat God. You know what I'm saying? Holla at the gods. We in
And
the
yo,
building.
on future panels, I want to do a shout. I'm a issue a challenge to join our panel. And I'm gonna just start with two. Nick Love, Coalition DJs, my guy. Don't make me call out your old neighborhood, cause you know you grew up around the corner from me. You big, you doing your thing. We want to hear some wisdom. You know what I'm saying?
Tap in with
And
it.
and to the Black Betties, not a lot of people know about your working success. Again, twins, I love you. I don't care how many years go by. Y'all my little sis. I need y'all to tap in. Because we need y'all on this panel. Your opinions, your wisdom, your voice is important to the culture.
It matters. It matters. It matters, especially to us. Here we
Challenge
go
issue.
again. I am Big Surf God. That is CJ the Beat God. And we are out of here. This is the Wednesday show. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back Friday. We'll be back every day.
We
So
might have to
like and
call this the Young
subscribe.
God Podcast.
The Young God. Let's
All right,
go.
man.
Yes,
Love.
sir. Much love.